Hi guys, my name is Anima and today you want to strap on your big boy pantalones because today we're going to be talking about fears. Fears are weird, wacky, and kind of lame, but at their core, they're supposed to be keeping you safe. There was this weird woman who kind of was born without fear, and it sounded really epic, but she got into a lot more trouble because she wasn't afraid of anything. So, like, she wouldn't know to avoid the creepy man coming towards her in the park. She would just be like, "Oh, hey, mister!" And there'd just be no fear. He'd be like, "Lady, I'm gonna stab you," and she'd be like, "Cool story, bruh." So yes, for example, in addition to that, we are afraid of spiders. Not only because they are a bunch of monstrous 8-legged little shits, but actually because our ancestors were shanked horribly by a bunch of them. To this extent, people have a lot of fear about spiders and snakes without really having much of a traumatizing experience associated with them, save seeing like a spider skitter across the bathroom out the corner of your eye or something. Actually, that's a really traumatizing experience in and of itself. Forget I ever said anything. I'm sure your therapy bills are sky high right now. I decided that in order to become the aspiring, oversharing aunt that I've always wanted to be, I would share my fears with you all. So let's have a little list and I'll talk about each one or something. This fear is incredibly important and not at all trivial to the course of my whole entire life. My roots, my fucking roots, man. Can you see? You can see this, right? It's really dark and it just looks really, really upsetting. I'm really afraid of the day that it's gonna be like, they're gonna really come out. Look at this! I've got a good foot of sideburn developing across my fucking face. Another one is secretly smelling bad. I really don't like this one. It sucks. Fucking sucks. Price field being a lie. Disappointing those that I love. I think everybody who loves anybody has this as a thing, and it's pretty self-explanatory, really. You have people that you love and you don't want to disappoint them. In my case, even though I could never really disappoint my partner because she's just wonderful, I am worried about disappointing her. And she would very much reassure me, and it's nothing that she does to cause that, so don't worry. Darling, she's over there. She's just like, except less skeevy, more supportive version of that. I don't know what that was. I'm scared of disappointing my mum. My mum is a terrifying entity of disappointment. I'm telling you, she's the kind of person, like, I love her so much, but she talks in a really depressing way, and I've somewhat inherited this from her, and I didn't realize that I inherited a slightly depressing way of speaking from her. I try to keep it away from the camera as best I can, but it'll be the kind of, this is a bit off topic, but whatever. It's the kind of like, okay, so she'll get me a birthday present and she'll say, "Oh, Popsy, I could not afford it very much. Just take this much." And it's like, "Mom, I love it, Mom." But she's like, "Oh, Popsy," and it makes me so sad. She doesn't have to say that. She should be like, "Fuck yeah, look at this fucking money I'm giving you," or something. It's like if someone approaches you and goes, "Oh, I bought you this Ferrari. I know it's just not amazing, but like," and you're like, it's a Ferrari. Anyway, that sucks. I love you, mummy. The next one's pretty recent, and it's sexually excitable dolphins. They're really fucked up. Yeah, they're really fucked up. This one is putting a lot of time into something only for it to fail. Oh dear. I bet this resounds with quite a few people, but it really feels like something to me. I get fucked up if I think about it. It kind of links into the whole premise of if you never try, you'll never fail, and that kind of mentality is so unhealthy. I try to try, but I am really afraid of putting a lot of time into something only for it to not manifest. I get very worried about not having safety nets. I get very afraid of not knowing the future, which is a completely stupid thing to say, even though it's a fear that I'm sure that so many people can have, but I don't know what's going to happen, you know what I mean? It's just silly, I'm just afraid of that kind of stuff. As a kid, I used to be extremely afraid of zombies. I would tell my mum, who obviously had no understanding of what the ever-loving hell I was talking about anyway. I'd be like, "Mommy, don't buy me Resident Evil." I'd say things like that. That's just like such a first world thing to say. Don't buy me the expensive thing that will scare me. I'd be like, please don't buy me this, because it's very scary. So it was very much Spyro, you know? Spyro, that was my jam. Never mind the fact that it was like 18 plus anyway. I was so afraid of zombos. I really, truly was. Deeply frightened of them, actually. And this fear persisted for quite a long time, actually, until a friend of mine, when my friend insisted that I play Resident Evil 4. This is when it was still new, and it kind of helped a bit. Granted, they're not so much zombie-ish as parasite infested, whatever, but whatever, it's the same fucking thing. This last one is a little bit serious, and I don't want to ramble on too much. It is failure in general, and this is a little bit abstract, because generally speaking, like, it depends on what one perceives failure as. So, I get terrified by little hiccups in things, but generally speaking, even if I'm afraid of there being a hitch in plans, or like you're not quite doing so well at something, even if there's like a hitch, generally speaking, I will try and power through it. And just be like, no, I will not let this happen. I'll just be just like, you know, steamroll it. I'm scared of this idea of like of failing, of not being able to get like a job, of not being able to provide, of not having stuff for my mum to talk about when she talks to all her Filipino friends, you know what I mean? She's Filipino herself, she doesn't just have like a specified group of Filipino people that she hangs out with. It's pretty cool if she, anyway. It's just this like abstract idea of it that I don't even know what it looks like, but I terrify myself with all the time, so that's not very helpful. That'll be all from me for today, guys. Do you have any fears that you would be comfortable with sharing in the comments? Feel free to go and write those out. Be as detailed or as minimal as you'd like, or don't say anything at all. That's completely fine and dandy, of course. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to me if you haven't already to keep up to date with the latest content from yours truly. Check out all this biznit, but most importantly, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye! Nipples, 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 nipples.
Steady plane has been in the air for nearly 3 hours now. Much too long. Scream your hillbilly sensibilities. Know what you fucking think, and don't even try to hide it from me. Anyway, this is a game about fingering. Gay.